Rob. Yeah, right. All right, as speakers, we thrive on applause. Let's try it again. Tom, terrific! Yay! How many people here have trouble writing a speech or even thinking of a topic for a speech? Raise your hand. We got a few. Anybody here want to write a novel or write a book? I know Adam does, yeah, Someone does. We got quite a few. Well, what I'm going to talk about tonight, the technique I'm going to help you with, is something that will help you with all three of those areas. Now let's start at the beginning. When you're working on a speech or you're writing anything at all, we have one main goal. How do we get what's in here and put it onto a piece of paper? It's pretty hard to do. If you read any books about writing, one of the techniques they talk about is called free writing. It's basically you just sit down for a few minutes every day and you just write. You don't stop, you don't think, you don't edit, you just write. And you're trying to tune into your thoughts that are in the brain and get them on that piece of paper. Now the problem is we have a lot of distractions. I always like to watch Adam and Aaron back there. They always have their phone right there to see what's going to, they don't want to miss the news. They don't want to miss what's going on in the world. They don't want to miss that picture that some friend is sending you. And that's the way we are today. We're so connected to the outside world. We have so much noise out there. We don't have too much time to think what's in here. And that's what we're trying to do with free writing. When I was a mailman, I did this 2 different times. On my lunch break, I would literally just get out a piece of paper, a little notebook and a pen or pencil, and I would write. And because I'd heard about these techniques, and initially it was sort of hard to do if you've never done this before, to just sit and write, maybe about something, maybe it might have a specific topic, maybe a general topic, maybe nothing at all, but again, you're just trying to connect your hand to your brain, and it's hard to do. And then when I was writing one of my 4 books, none of which is on the New York Times bestseller list, and I'm mad about that, but I'm hoping George may pick up the slack here. Maybe we can get somebody on that best time seller list. But I'm not a great writer, but at least I can get my thoughts out of my brain and onto a piece of paper. And so I've come up with a little program. If you look at the little handout that I gave you here, that actually has 6 words. And these are 6 of sort of the basic philosophies and things you need to do. The first is time. You need to set up a time every day to write. Could be early in the morning, could be on a break. We're just talking about 5 or 10 minutes. Could be late at night, maybe when the kids are in bed, whatever works out best for you. It doesn't have to be a long time. When you write, you want to write as quickly as you can. You don't want to stop, you don't want to quit, you don't want to correct punctuation. You just want to write as quickly as you can. Now there's a person inside you. In fact, there's probably the same person in all of us. This comes from that English 101 class, and that's the editor who's always looking over your shoulder, and they're saying, hey, that word's not spelled correctly, or that word is not capitalized, or you forgot the punctuation. Well, you know what you tell that person? Shut up! We're not listening to you right now. The editor always has a time later on in the program to edit your words. But right now we're just trying to get that flow, trying to get into the rhythm, into the zone, so that you don't even think about stuff, you're just letting the words come out. Off stands for turn off all of your electronics. And that's hard to do, I know. We're almost like junkies these days having our cell phones. But the problem is we get up in the morning, after we do our bathroom stuff and the coffee, we usually turn on the TV, we turn on the radio, we get out our computer, we get out our phone, we look on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all that sort of stuff, and it's almost like a drug that we have, and it's hard to leave all of that behind, but that's what you have to do. Turn that stuff off for that 5 minutes every day that you want to write, and just concentrate on your own thoughts. Instrument stands for what sort of instrument is good for you. For my generation, just an old piece of a notebook and a piece of piece of paper, a pen, a pencil, that's fine. If you want to use the computer, that's fine too, especially if you know how to touch type and you can just sort of let your fingers tell the story. That's fine also. So do whatever works for you. The clock is there to remind you to set up some sort of clock, maybe an alarm clock or something to, when 5 minutes is done or 10 minutes is done. You want to start small. Make it, because it may not be a pleasurable experience right off the bat. It may seem sort of unusual and weird. But after you practice it a period of time, you'll probably find out that, it's sort of fun because you really don't know what you have to say. We're so busy listening, and maybe if we're going to say something, we might send a 140 character limit on Twitter, but we really are not into listening to our thoughts and giving ourselves time to think. And last is the editor again. Tell the editor to just shut up for a while. We're not interested in editing. We're not interested in making anything other than getting our thoughts on a piece of paper as quickly as we can. Again, if you run out of stuff to say, that's what you need to put down. Say, I'm having a hard time coming up with something to say, but Tom says I have to keep writing no matter what, and so that's what I'm doing. And I'm looking at the back of Carl's head, and I really am looking at Howard's head, and it really doesn't matter. Again, you're just trying to tune in to your thoughts. Some of your thoughts are probably not that good, but some of them can be pretty good. So tonight what I thought we'd do is we'll try a little 1-minute free writing exercise. And everybody's got a little piece of paper there, okay? So get out a pen or pencil. And I'm going to time you here. And I'm going to make it easy for you. I'm going to give you a topic. Your topic is this: what did you do on your last vacation, or what are you planning to do on your next vacation? What did you do on your last vacation, or what would you like to do on your next vacation? So keep writing no matter what.
Do you want me to keep this one?
No, keep that going. On your mark, get set, go. All right, time's up. So let me just get some feedback. Anybody here find that this was pretty easy to do, pretty hard? Yeah, Adam, tell me what was your feedback?
I was able to flow pretty easy thinking about the next vacation because you told me that you noticed us messing with the phone.
Right.
Actually in the middle of a conversation about our next vacation.
Yeah. All right, that's good. That's good.
My mind.
Yeah, Rob?
It is such a great technique. I used this technique when I was in graduate school many years ago, and sometimes I just couldn't open my mind up to focus on what the topic was, so I would just get into it. So my brain is kind of half wired in that way anyway. It was very difficult to start many years ago, but it brought back good memories. I was able to get right to it.
Right. Any other comments anybody wants to add? Well, let me just say in conclusion, if you want to be a better speaker, maybe a better writer, maybe you want to write the great American novel or that great science fiction book that Adam's working on, give free writing a try. Don't just quit after a week. Keep working at it. Practice, 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 and before you know it, you will be one terrific speaker and one terrific writer.